The salary was the first red flag, $45 an hour just to sit in the lobby and watch monitors from 11 at night to 7 in the morning. No experience required, just nerves of steel, the listing said. I figured it was just corporate speak for don't fall asleep. I needed the cash, so I applied. My boss, a man named Miller, whose eyes looked like they hadn't seen sleep since the 90s, handed me a single laminated card. The rules, he whispered, his breath smelling of stale coffee and cigarettes. Follow them, and you'll be the richest guy in the cemetery. Break them, and we won't find enough of you to bury. I let out a nervous laugh, thinking it was some kind of hazing ritual for the new guy. Then I read the rules, and the laugh died in my throat. They were bizarre, specific, and utterly insane. Rule 1. Between 2 and 3 a.m., the lobby mirrors must be covered. All off, dim. Rule 2. If the elevator rings from the 13th floor, do not answer it. Rule 3. If you see a woman in a white dress walking toward the exit, do not open the door. She doesn't want to leave. She wants to lead you out. I glanced around the vast, empty lobby of the Aethelgard Tower. It was a monolith of glass and chrome, a cathedral to modern architecture. But at night, the metal expands and contracts in the cold, sounding like a giant, sleeping beast breathing in the darkness. I checked the elevator panel. Ground floor, then 2, 3, 4. It skipped right from 12 to 14. No 13th floor. Miller wasn't joking. I looked at the massive, floor-to-ceiling mirrors that lined the west wall. They reflected the empty lobby back at me. A silent, perfect copy. I settled into the leather chair behind the security desk, the glow of 16 monitors painting my face in shifting colors. By 1 a.m., the silence wasn't just an absence of noise. It became a physical weight, pressing down on me. Every tiny sound, the hum of the servers, the distant rumble of the city was amplified. I kept my eyes on the monitors, trying to stay focused, telling myself this was just an easy, if creepy, paycheck. But as the clock ticked closer to 2, a strange sense of dread began to creep in. It started in my stomach and spread through my limbs, cold and heavy. At 2:03 a.m., I began. The lobby mirrors those massive, polished slabs of glass. 2 vibrate. It wasn't a violent shake, but a low, resonant hum that I could feel in the fillings of my teeth. It grew louder, the glass itself seeming to sing a single, dissonant note. I remembered rule number 1. My hands trembled as I grabbed the heavy black tarps Miller had left, folded neatly behind the desk. They felt like funeral shrouds. I walked over to the first mirror, my own reflection, a pale, terrified ghost walking alongside me. I threw the first tarp over the glass, the heavy fabric muffling the humming sound instantly. 1 down. I moved to the next, my heart pounding in my ears. I worked faster, a frantic energy seizing me. As I reached for the final mirror, the largest one at the center of the wall, I hesitated. The humming was loudest here. I glanced at my reflection one last time before covering it, and I saw him. In the reflection, just for a fraction of a second before the tarp fell into place, there was a man standing directly behind me. He wasn't normal. He was impossibly tall, maybe 10 feet. His neck bent at a sharp 90-degree angle just so his head could fit under the ceiling. His eyes were wide and black, like empty sockets. I spun around so fast, I nearly fell. The lobby was empty. Utterly, completely empty. My heart hammered against my ribs like a trapped bird. It's just the shadows, I whispered to myself, the words sounding hollow in the vast space. The brain plays tricks in the dark. Sleep deprivation. I repeated it like a mantra, but the image was burned into my mind. The grotesque angle of his neck, the way he just stood there. I stumbled back to the desk, collapsing into the chair, my eyes glued to the monitors. I scanned every camera feed, the lobby, the entrances, the hallways all empty. I was alone. Primera, I took deep breaths, trying to slow my runaway pulse. The humming had stopped the moment the last mirror was covered. Coincidence? It had to be. At 3:15 a.m., the silence was shattered. A high-pitched, piercing ding echoed through the hollow lobby. The the sound of the elevator arriving. I froze, my gaze snapping to the elevator indicator panel above the polished steel doors. The digital display wasn't showing 1, or 2, or 20. The number glowing a sinister red was 13. My blood turned to ice. My mind raced back to the button panel I had checked earlier. There is no 13th floor button in the elevator. I had pulled the building blueprints from the security drawer earlier. There is no 13th floor listed. It doesn't exist. Yet, the light was pulsing steadily. Someone or something was pressing the call button from a floor that wasn't there. Then, the intercom on my desk crackled to life. A burst of static, like the sound of wind rushing through a narrow tunnel. Then, a voice emerged from the noise. It sounded like my own voice, but horribly distorted, as if the words were being dragged through gravel and rust. "It's cold up here, Elias," the voice rasped. "Why did you leave the window open?" A wave of pure terror washed over me. I live alone. I hadn't told anyone at this job my name was Elias. Miller just called me Kid. The voice on the intercom knew my name. I stared at the small speaker, my hand hovering over the talk button, but my fingers refused to move. Rule number 2. If the elevator rings from the 13th floor, do not answer it. I didn't know if that rule applied to the intercom, but I wasn't taking any chances. I slammed my hand down on the power button, cutting the connection. I stared at the monitors, but the camera feed for the inside of the elevators was nothing but shimmering, gray static. The elevator began to descend. The red numbers on the display started to count down with an agonizing slowness. 13. A long pause. 12. Then it skipped a few numbers. 9, 7, 4, 2, 1. The door slid open with a heavy, final thud that echoed like a coffin lid closing. The cavernous elevator car was empty. No one stepped out, but the lobby temperature plummeted instantly. It was as if someone had opened a walk-in freezer. I could see my own breath in the air, a white mist swirling in the cold, sterile light of the lobby. The chill wasn't just physical. It felt ancient, predatory. It was the cold of a place where the sun had never shone. And then I saw her. The woman from rule number 3. She was standing by the main revolving doors, hair back to me, her shoulders shaking with what looked like sobs. She was wearing a beautiful, old-fashioned wedding dress, but it wasn't pristine white. The bottom of the gown, the hem, and the long train was stained a deep, brownish crimson, as if she'd been wading through a river of old blood. "Please," she sobbed, and her voice was beautiful, melodic, and filled with a heart-wrenching tragedy that pulled at something deep inside me. "Please, can you help me? The locks are stuck. I just want to go home." She turned slightly, and I saw her profile. She was young, ethereally beautiful, with tears tracing paths down her pale cheeks. Everything in me screamed to go help her, to unlock the doors, to let this poor, distressed woman out into the night. But Milla's raspy voice echoed in my head. Rule 3. Do not open the door. She doesn't want to leave. She wants to lead you out. Out to where? I stayed frozen behind my desk, a prisoner of these insane rules, watching the crying bride and the open, empty elevator, knowing that whatever came out of it was now in the lobby with me. Thanks for watching. If you want to hear what happened next, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. You won't want to miss part 2.